Hello, I'm Viet Cuong. You're watching Taiwan News. Today's headlines. Steering Board meeting on industry and handicraft development. Steering Committee meeting for land clearance of Samsung Company project. Effectiveness of vocational training project for laborers of Dai Tu District. On May 17th, Nguyen Provincial People's Committee held a meeting to evaluate the result of the two-year program implementation of developing industry and handicraft villages in the province for the period 2011-2015. The meeting was presided over by the head of the steering board and vice chairman of Nguyen Provincial People's Committee, Mr. Nguyen. The target of the development program of industry and handicraft of the province for the period 2011-2015 is to maintain the annual economic growth GDP of 12 to 13%, thereby increasing the construction industry percentage by 15.5% in 2015. This will help the proportion of the construction industry achieve 46.5% of its target or higher to surge up the value of industrial production in the area by an average of 20% or more. The implementation of the projects and programs drew attention and provided jobs for tens of thousands of workers, positively contributing to the growth of the provincial budget. However, the program implementation in the context of global economic recession had a negative impact on the economy of the province and the country, and therefore some targets were not achieved as planned. So the next goal is to focus on the key issues such as infrastructure, capital and technology to address immediate challenges and eventually to meet sustainable development and achieve the program goals by 2015. On the 5th of May, Nguyen Provincial People's Committee held a meeting to review the implementation of the progress of the projects with off-budget funds in Nguyen City. Mr. Dang Viet Thuan, the Commissioner of the Provincial Standing Committee and Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, chaired the meeting.
According to statistical data, up to 2012, 260 projects in Nguyen City were granted investment certificates and approved to be invested with a total registered capital of about 120,000 million Vietnam dong. 137 projects were approved for investment, and 17 projects have withdrawn investment certificates and terminated investments. The delayed projects could not make use of the investment, wasted land and other resources, had bad influences on some local people, and created some bridging public opinions. Mr. Dang Viet Thuan asked specialized sectors to carefully review and clarify the progress of projects, especially delayed projects or projects which have not been carried out. In addition, it is necessary to find out the causes in order to think of solutions, as well as to assess whether or not the project can progress.
On May 14th, Phu Yen District held a meeting with the Steering Committee for Land Clearance of Samsung Electronics Company project. The meeting was attended by Phu Yen District leaders of the Provincial Land Clearance Board, representatives of Phu Yen Investment and Joint Stock Company, and the Samsung Electronics Company. Participants at the meeting heard the land clearance reports from Yen Binh 1 Industrial Zone project. Accordingly, in the middle of May, Phu Yen District has approved 137.5 hectares of land, 129.4 hectares of which was compensated with over 250 billion Vietnam dong. Besides, the district finished 10 hectares of resettlement area and transferred cleared ground to the leveling construction units, amounting to 21 billion Vietnam dong. The Clean Water Company has installed pipelines to the main leveling ground of the project. Delegates at the meeting also suggested some ideas on accelerating the planning and construction of the resettlement areas of Yen Binh Company to the people affected by the project to help them settle down. In the coming time, Phu Yen District will focus on all resources to accelerate the speed of ground clearance for the transfer of over 112 hectares of land to Samsung project before May 20th. On the 16th of May, the Department of Education and Training and the Association of Education Promotion, Nguyen Provincial People's Committee, rewarded students who won high prizes in the National Talented Student Competition for the academic year 2012-2013.
In academic year 2012-2013, 54 out of 90 students from Nguyen Province won several prizes, including 9 second prizes, 20 third prizes, and 25 consolation prizes in the National Talented Student Competition in 2013, organized by the Ministry of Education and Training. In Math on Calculator competition alone, 26 out of 30 students won different prizes, including second first prizes, 6 second prizes, 9 third prizes, and 4 consolation prizes. With these results, Nguyen Province felt honored to have the highest number of gifted students in the first block of emulation. During the ceremony, 101 students and 53 teachers who serve as coaches in training these talented students received the merit certificates from the Ministry of Education and Training and Nguyen Department of Education and Training. T&G Investment and Trading JSC also gave scholarships to selected outstanding students.
The project 1956 on vocational training for local laborers has been implemented to provide local laborers with vocational training opportunities basing on laborers' demand and market demand. Over the past 3 years, the project has brought practical effectiveness to many local laborers of Đại Từ district. Ha Văn Quyết and his family from Khâu Giang, Bản Ngoại, Đại Từ have a land area of over 5,000 square meters for planting different kinds of tea. Years ago, with the traditional method of producing tea, the average income of his family was merely about 70 million Vietnam dong per year. But after attending the training class on planting and producing tea at the community center of his commune, Ha Văn Quyết changed his tea production methods that resulted in a higher income. The knowledge I got from the project is very effective. Since attending the class, I have learned a lot, but above all, it is the use of biopesticides. These methods increased the tea price by 15,000 dong per kilogram. Over the past few years, Bản Ngoại has carried out training classes on sowing, tea planting, and mushroom growing for the local people. This is a great way of creating jobs for the people of Bản Ngoại. Đại Từ is one of the 3 districts selected to carry out the project Vocational Training for Local Laborers to 2020. After 3 years of implementation, there have been about 3,300 people trained in the district, with over 70% having jobs after the training courses. However, the local training program still faces many difficulties. The people have been trained, but they still find it rather difficult to apply what they have learned, for some of them can't work far from the district and can't adapt to modern technology. The project has been facilitating local communities to take better care of unskilled farmers, ethnic minorities, and people in remote areas. Due to its significant contributions, local government should take some practical measures to improve the effectiveness of the project, so that its people will be more aware of the project and eventually apply the knowledge they learned in their production to gradually eliminate poverty and become legally rich. And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.